The one range selection mistake that scrambles your report. One range selection mistake can scramble the whole report. If the wrong dates get mixed into the review, the lab context, the treatment phase, and the trend summary can all start telling the wrong story. The updated doctor visit prep workflow is built for that problem. In the blood pressure plus glucose trend tracking monitor, one button starts the prep flow, asks how many months ago the last visit was, and builds a report that puts lab values first when they are available. The screens in this video use sample or mock data included with the app by Werner Tools and Werner, so this is a demonstration of the process, not a claim about your own medical record. The mistake starts with scattered files and vague memory. The first strength is that the workflow starts from your own local readings file. The launch screen lets you open your normal file or use mock data to learn the interface first. That matters for appointment prep because your readings, reports, exports, and backups stay on your computer unless you choose to share them. Instead of splitting information across an app here, a spreadsheet there, and a paper note somewhere else, you can keep one organized record ready to review before the appointment. Let Doctor Visit build the date window first. Once your file is open, click the Doctor Visit button and answer one practical question: how many months ago was the last visit? The app uses that answer to set analysis block 1 from that point through today, clear analysis blocks 2 through 5, and open the reports dialog with a Doctor Visit style report name. That saves manual range setup and gives you a repeatable starting point instead of rebuilding the same workflow by hand every quarter. Update meds, events, and labs before reading the report. Doctor Visit prep is strongest when the supporting context is current. The medication and event list shows when treatments, supplements, exercise changes, and other events started or stopped, while the lab section records dated A1C and fasting glucose results. That matters because the updated report now defaults to lab numbers when they are available, which is especially useful if your doctor orders a blood panel every few months. Home readings still matter, but the workflow now makes the hierarchy much clearer. Check the report hierarchy before the details. When the Doctor Visit report opens, do not skim past the top. The report now starts with a Doctor Visit prep heading, a plain instruction to use lab values first when they are available, and a latest lab values line placed near the top on purpose. Under that, estimated A1C, GMI, and average glucose are relabeled as supporting estimates. That wording matters because it tells you, and your clinician, which numbers are primary and which ones are there to add context. Read the summary and analysis only after the range is clean. Next, scan the data summary and then the first analysis block. The data summary gives counts, date ranges, latest values, and supporting estimates for the full doctor visit window. The block analysis then repeats the same hierarchy inside the selected range, with latest lab values and range shown above the blood pressure, glucose, and weight sections. The notes section also explains how to read agreement gaps and why lab numbers should lead when a recent panel is available. This is the fastest way to find what deserves discussion before you ever print anything. Use plots to spot patterns a spreadsheet can hide. After the summary, use the plots as a cross-check, not the first stop. The All Plots view gives the full pattern, and the blood pressure and glucose plots let you inspect direction in more detail. This matters because one rough week can look bigger than it is unless you compare it against the broader trend across the visit window. The plot should confirm what the summary says, not replace the lab's first report hierarchy. Save the reviewed report before the appointment. Once the doctor visit report looks right, save it and keep the exact version you reviewed. The reports dialog opens with a doctor visit style file name, confirms the save, and lets you reopen the saved report list later. That is useful because the report you read today can be the same report you reopen before the appointment, email to yourself, or print, without rebuilding the explanation from scratch. Walk in with better questions, not a data pile. The real payoff is better questions. With the report, summary, and notes in front of you, you can ask whether a change in blood pressure, glucose, or weight lines up with a treatment start, whether a lab and home reading gap deserves follow-up, or which number your doctor wants you to prioritize before the next visit. The point is not to self-diagnose. The point is to arrive organized enough that the appointment can focus on decisions instead of reconstructing the timeline from memory. About the app, privacy, and where to get it. Therapy Impact and Glucose Analyzer is by Werner Tools and Werner. It is a Windows desktop application for personal tracking of blood pressure, glucose, weight, medications, and dated lab results. Privacy is straightforward because the workflow is built around local files on your computer, and the app does not upload your readings, reports, exports, or backups to cloud services. The full app can be obtained on Etsy for $9.95. Use the link shown on screen, etsy.com/listing/451-336-5729, or scan the QR code shown here.